guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry LE.
And a big thanks to T and the rest of the management and staff here at Toyota of Tampa Bay for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for T.
And as most of you guys probably know by now, Toyota released this all-new 9th generation Camry this year for 2025. Ditching the previous 2.5 and 3.5 liter naturally aspirated power plants, the 4-cylinder and V6, in favor of this all-new hybrid power plant, combining a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder which cranks out by itself 184 horsepower, 163 pound-feet of torque, to two electric motors for the front-wheel drive models, cranking out 134 horsepower, 153 pound-feet of torque for the two motors, and adding an additional 40 horsepower, 62 pound-foot of torque electric motor out back for the all-wheel drive models, bumping the combined output out to 232 horsepower. There are 4 trims available for the 2025 Toyota Camry, ranging from the $28,000 LE up to the $34,000 XSE. We already reviewed the $30,000 SE and the $33,000 XLE, and here we have the base models, the LE with a base price of $28,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, very similar styling to all the trims above the LE. The headlamps, they're still LEDs. They're slightly different compared to the XLE we just reviewed in the channel. They're not the dual projectors, but they're still single projector LEDs. Black headlight housing, LED turn signal. The grille's not as flashy or shiny as the XLE, but at the end of the day, this front end styling looks 99% identical to what we just reviewed on that XLE. Functional airflow in both corners. I like the slots in the hood, making this front end look very premium and also directing the front end a little bit easier for the potential driver of this vehicle, so you have a good idea of where the corners of the front are. Anyway, wheel and tire setup, this is where the basic part is for this car, which some of you guys may actually prefer over the higher trims, is we get these 16-inch rims. So yes, they're definitely not the most flashy looking, but as a result, we get these beefy Firestone FT140 all-season tires, dimensions being 205/65 R16s. We'll see how these 205s do when it comes to putting the power to the ground. It's a 225 horsepower power plant with about 240-ish pound-feet of torque combined. The 65 series sidewall though should really help when it comes to ride quality. The previous Camrys we reviewed were the SE and the XLE, both having 45 series sidewalls, so it'll be interesting to see how gushy these tires make the ride. Anyway, continuing along, we get all black trim for the window trim. That's appreciated. Blacked out B-pillar, body color mirror, LED turn signal on it, blind spot monitoring on the glass, all appreciated standard features. We don't get smart access though, but for the LE for 2025, we do now get push button start. I know a lot of you guys didn't like the turn key for the previous LE. Toyota is now giving us a push button start standard across all 2025 Camrys. We have the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. No push to open gas cap. I'll show you where the latch is inside. We'll take a step back, take a quick look at the side profile of this 2025 Camry. It is sleek, even for a base LE trim. Out rear, we don't get the full LED taillights, but the taillights still look just about the same as they would on the higher trims. Incandescent for the brake light, halogen for the turn signal, and the reverse light, as you see, is also a halogen bulb. We get chrome Camry lettering, chrome Toyota badge right up front, or right up top, with a decklit spoiler for the top of the trunk. LE in the lower right corner, hybrid electric vehicle in the lower left corner. We can check out the exhaust tip. And just like the XLE we just reviewed, we just get the single tip. Gotta go for the SE or the XSE to get those dual tips. Anyway though, we can't fire up this, well, we could fire it up, it's just we can't rev it, so there's no point of doing so. Let's just pop open the hood and check out the power plant that we have here on this 2025 Toyota Camry LE. And we'll check out the interior right after we check out this power plant. You'll see that for the money, you are getting a pretty decent looking and feeling interior. The power plant, we don't get hydraulic struts, to be expected since we didn't get it on the XLE. Let me zoom this camera back out real quick. There we go. And the power plant, as we mentioned, cranks out a combined 225 horsepower. The gas motor cranking out 184 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. And the two electric motors cranking out 134 horsepower with 153 combined pound-feet of torque. Together gas motor, you guys can do the math. I know you guys were grilling me in the previous video when I did the SE, when I did the combined torque estimated at 250 to 300. So you guys can do your own math. The gas motor, 163 for the torque. The electric motors, 153. Anyway, what you see is basically what we get. It's enough to get this 3,400 pound midsize sedan to 60 in the low to mid 7-second range while getting over 50 combined MPGs on average. We can shut this hood right down. Before we take a step inside, let's take a look at the window sticker on this 2025 Camry LE, which again averages 51 MPGs. That is insane. Standard features, you guys can pause, take a look. It comes relatively loaded for a $28,400 base price. Distributor add-ons, $1095 for the destination, totals us out a tick over $30K. So you are getting a pretty decent value. We are creeping up in price for a base model, but as we step inside, you'll see that for a base model, you do get pretty decent amount of overall features. No smart access though, but as we just mentioned, we do now get push button start. Up top, we get soft touch materials. That's nice, soft touch even in the center, aluminum trim, aluminum door handle, 4-window auto one touch, lock and unlock. You can lock the mirrors too. 4-way adjustable mirrors. You can lock the windows, I apologize. The materials down here is just injection molded plastic, but it's gushy soft. Solid storage, hard plastic down below. You'll squeeze a foot long in here with no problem, and one of your 6 speakers. The 6-speaker system is nothing special, but considering the $33,000 XLE we just reviewed also had the 6-speaker system, definitely can't complain, and we still get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The seats are just basic cloth seats. The bolstering is still solid. They're comfortable, manually adjusted. You can still recline, drop, lift, and slide the seat, all with latches. Same thing for the passenger side. But taking a step inside, foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But for the most part, this is a premium looking interior, guys, for the price point under 30,000 bucks. No, we don't get a leather wrapped steering wheel, but it's still nice and thick, solid 10 and 2, 9.3 fits well in your hand. The horn area, good texture. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We don't get dual pane windows just like on the SE, but the XLE and XSE do get dual pane windows, which help you out with isolation a little bit more compared to these more base trims. Continuing along, on the left side we have our infotainment adjustments. We get the 7-inch digital gauge display and the 8-inch touchscreen. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, return, volume control, voice commands. On the right side, radar cruise control, skip, AM, FM, Sirius, lane keep assist up top. The stocks have a satisfying click. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, no auto rain sensing wipers, but considering the XLE also didn't have auto rain sensing wipers, definitely can't complain. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, gas cap release, trunk release, interior brightness, traction control, and the auto high beams, more of that cloth trim, some piano black outlining the air vents with some faux aluminum outside. We mentioned the padded dashboard, engine start stop button, which is all new for 2025 for the LE. The previous LEs were all turnkey. 8-inch touchscreen. Unfortunately, we can't really check it out because you got to put your phone number in and all your overall information, but it's one of the best in the business as far as response, and we get navigation, song, phone, vehicle information, and overall settings beneath once you put your information in. We can check out the backup camera, which is a really high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory. It's about the same size of a display as the XLE we reviewed in this channel, and the XLE had that massive 12.3-inch screen, so the overall cameras are the same for all 2025 Camry trims. The volume dial has a nice resistance to it. Auto climate, dual zone auto climate, the vent controls in the center, aluminum outlining the air vents, hazards, 2 USB-C ports, USB-A port, and a standard wireless phone charger. A ton of storage, gear slider control, and the eCVT transmission. You'll fit 2 24-ounce water bottles in these cup holders. Eco, normal, sport, and EV mode. Electronic parking brake with brake hold. Injection molded plastic for the armrest. No leather stitching like we had in the XLE, but the storage is still massive. You're fitting 14, 15, 12-ounce bottles in there, and you get an additional 12-volt right next to it as well. The glove box gets more of that cloth trim above it. It is damped, not lined felt, but you'll fit 15, 20 license plates in there. Very solid amount of space for a mid-size sedan. We get more of that piano black trim. Continuing along, we don't get an auto dimming or frameless rear view mirror. You got to pull this flappy thing to dim it. The interior lights are LED, sunglass holder, that's appreciated. No moonroof like we had in the XLE, but still a beautiful, beautiful interior for a sub $30,000 base price. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So out back up top, just like the XLE, would be expected that we still get hard plastic. Even the center portion is hard plastic for the LE. We still get that soft padded armrest, auto one touch window, aluminum door handle, cup holder. You'll fit a big gulp. Make sure that lid is tightly closed. Another one of our 6 speakers. The padding for the rear seats goes all the way out to the door frame, making it very couch-like. We'll drop or pop opening seat belts so I can take a seat back here, and you can see how much space is offered in the back of a 2025 Camry LE. So I still have like 4 or 5 inches of knee room. Headroom, I have about an inch, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches. We get about an inch more of headroom compared to the moonroof models, and the knee room with the non-leather seats, you get about an additional ½ inch. Either way, the Camry here for 2025 gives you about an inch less of second row knee room. Not quite sure why that is, but it just feels a tiny bit smaller. But still, as you see, plenty of space. If you're under 6'6", 6'7", you should be able to sit in the back seat of a Camry with no problem. That's a big reason you go with the Camry over the Corolla, simply the overall interior space. We get air vents too as a standard feature on a base LE. Big thumbs up to Toyota for that. USB-A and C port down below. We get the hump for the all-wheel drive models. Interesting considering this is just a front-wheel drive model, but makes sense, I guess, that since it's available in all-wheel drive, that the hump is here. We can jab our hand into the center cubby, access it. It's soft cloth. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles with a pass-through, good for a phone or a wallet. The interior light back here is not LED, doesn't appear to be LED, but still does the job. We get hooks for both of the grab handles in the back seat. That's about it though, guys, for the back seat. Mat pocket behind the passenger, if I didn't mention. Let's hop out towards the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So in between the R and the Y is the button to hydraulically shoot open the trunk. That's an appreciated feature, but since it's hydraulic, it doesn't close for you, it just opens up. You can see massive opening. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much cargo space in the back of a 2025 Camry, with the latches to drop the second row seats down 60-40 up top. The wheel wells protrude quite a bit, so I wouldn't expect you to fit more than a 55 inch TV back here, but you'll fit like 4 or 5 sets of golf bags, 3 sets horizontally. You'll fit another 2 diagonally, and as you see, the hydraulic struts for the trunk, making it very easy or just about seamless to open it up with a latch in case you somehow fit a human back here. And considering the size of this opening and the trunk, you could probably fit several people back there. But anyway, don't need to get too carried away. We can take a step back, walk around this 2025 Toyota Camry base LE one more time. And as we said multiple times, sub 30K, this might be the most loaded, most comfortable, and most feature-packed midsize sedan on the road today, especially considering that you're gonna average over 51 miles per gallon. Performance-wise, let's take this 2025 Toyota Camry LE out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 base Toyota Camry LE. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, it's immediate of a difference of how much softer and quieter the interior feels with these tires. Over the bigger bumps, you don't really feel the biggest difference, but over the small bumps and over just regular road surfaces, it's noticeable. Train tracks, rides over it like absolutely nothing. One thing I must say, the steering wheel here not being leather wrapped, it does make this interior feel a little bit less of a premium one, but if you really care about that much, you can go up to the SE or XLE and you'll get way nicer feeling materials. This, for the most part, is identical mechanically, identical when it comes to space, but you're saving a pretty decent amount of money and averaging 4 more MPGs. All right, guys, taking a step out here, normal mode. Gas motor kicks in around 7-8 miles an hour, about third throttle. Good response. Effortless too. You look down and you are moving. Just cruising along at highway speeds. We don't get the dual pane windows like we had in the XLE, but I still don't hear any wind noise. Those dual pane windows made the interior just about silent, but it's not like these single panes are really any louder. Road noise, you hear a tiny bit with these Firestone tires, but definitely not enough to complain about. For the most part, it drives 99% identical to both the SE and XLE. Is it a little bit softer? Yes, but compared to the XLE and XSE, the wheels here don't look nearly as premium, so the premium look to soft ride quality ratio It's really not quite there. Is it softer? Yes, but the XLE and the SE look a lot cooler with their 18-inch wheels. We'll throw it in a sport and see what this thing's got. Put it into the sport transmission too. We're not going to try out any manual shifts. We do have adjustments for the transmission. It's just it doesn't actually function as ratios when we've tested it out in the SE and XLE. My first impressions though, in sport mode, the steering does get noticeably heavier. The brakes feel about the same, and we'll test out the throttle as soon as we get the chance. All right, guys, taking a step out here. Lean into it about halfway. Wow, really responsive. This feels quicker than the SE and the XLE. Probably just less rotational mass here with the smaller 16-inch wheels. Sport mode, brakes feel good, throwing it in, steering feels good. It is planted and on the gas. Responsive. And when we have some space to move, this thing can really get up and go. I can see 0 to 60 in this being about 2 to 3/10 of a second quicker than the SE and XLE we reviewed in this channel. In sport mode, you don't need any throttle to continue with speed. We could throw it into Eco, see what changes up, take it out of the sport transmission mode. And yeah, in Eco mode definitely takes a lot more throttle to keep this thing moving at the same speed. We'll slow down a little bit, try a little highway pull, about half throttle. I mean, it's still responsive and it pulls strong. It just takes a little bit more gas pedal to really get it moving. And on concrete pavement, yeah, you do still hear a little bit of road noise, but it's honestly no louder than it was in the XLE we just reviewed in this channel. And we mentioned the tires don't make the biggest difference over the big bumps, but on the highway, when you run over these small expansion joints or the small filled in potholes, you barely even feel them. With the XLE or with the SE with the larger rims and skinnier tires, you would feel that a little bit more. For the most part, this is a noticeably more premium feeling ride. It feels a little bit quicker too with the smaller wheels, and it's cheaper with better fuel economy. Brakes feel good. The regenerative braking helps it out a lot. See if we can access EV mode. Yep, EV mode. And once we cross about 20 miles an hour, just like all the other Camrys, it takes us back to the gas motor. We can open her up one more time and then wrap things up. But yeah, in Eco mode, the brakes feel a little bit more sensitive, probably because it is making the regenerative braking a little bit more aggressive. About half throttle in Eco mode. Good response. And you look down and you are moving. Overall, if you're looking for a mid-size sedan that is spacious, has the features with a base price under $30,000 while averaging around 50 miles per gallon, I really don't see how you can get a better one than this 2025 Toyota Camry LE. If you want the nicer wheels, like the nicer trim pieces all around, you can go for the SE for an extra about $2,000, and I would recommend doing so. But if you want to maximize the ride quality, maximize the fuel economy, and keep the price as low as humanly possible, this 2025 Toyota Camry LE might be the best one out on the road today. With some really useful additions, we get push button start now for 2025, among other things. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would definitely recommend checking one out. And a big thanks to T and the rest of the management and staff here at Toyota of Tampa Bay for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for T. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.